Hey, what up, people? It's your boy, I'm Namela, back again for another video, and today I'm gonna be previewing the Bayern Munich versus Dortmund, the season opener for the Franz Beckenbauer Supercup. Today I'm just gonna be talking about what I think the starting 11 is gonna be, talking about the players that are out, and um, just talking about the press conference that Vincent Company had with Max Ubel, I think, was there. And yeah, overall, what the press conference entailed. And without further ado, let's get into it. Vincent Company on Jamal Musiala. This is the first time it's been public. So I understand there are many questions, but the initial shock was a long time ago. Therefore, we're not talking about it that much at the moment. We've been prepared for this for some time. We've received much more information since then and made decisions with the help of leading experts. Jamal has everyone's support internally. We've reached a point where it's not discussed much anymore. We've had our procedures in place and we're very optimistic. Obviously, I get that. Jamal Musiala has collapsed in two friendlies as of recent. And for me, yeah, the first time we all thought it was a heat stroke or something like that. The second time, you messed it up, bro. Why is he playing? You've He has fallen over, and then 3 days later, you decide, yeah, let's play him, fam. Why? You are literally risking his career on the line, fam. And I didn't like that from Company. I will say that that was a big turn off from me, from Vincent Company's part. You are basically risking a player with huge potential, and his career is on the line. And yeah, that made me kind of sick to my stomach. But yeah, obviously, let's not risk Musiala as of right now. Let's just play Saibari and Carl, whoever, Nabri, whoever right now, because Jamal Musiala right now, I would say, is not ready to start as of this moment. Then we go on to company confirms that Musiala is out for tomorrow's Super Cup. Every decision was made based on the best possible information. We know how to handle it. He'll be training individually this week. I spoke to Jamal and he said I can speak about that. He made a slight change to his treatment, which caused some side effects. It's perfectly normal to make changes to a treatment plan. Now we want to get things back to how it was before. And yeah, I agree with this part. Don't play him for the Bundesliga, the season opener. I do not want him playing at all. I would rather we go 90 minutes without Musiala than we risk his career on the line. I would perfectly do that. And yeah, and this is why this is why we have to be happy that Leonard Carl has come about. Like we don't have he has been such a bright spark in this team from last season to now. We have to be thank we thank God that Leonard Carl exists, because if this guy didn't exist, we would be in a very dark place about Musiala, because Nabri is out. We have both Saibari and thank you, but if we didn't have Carl, we would be in a mess, because Jamal, yeah, it's a sticky one with Jamal, because I don't want to sell him, but I know a lot of people in this fan base wants to sell him, so it's kind of a sticky one. I wouldn't sell him yet. If I don't want to sell him, but if just becomes a recurrent thing, we might have to have an uncomfortable conversation about Jamal. And I will reinstate, I do not want him to start in the Bundesliga opener at all. Please start anyone else other than Jamal. That is the one player I do not want to see on the team sheet. And then we move on. Then we have Mark Zubel on Musiala. We've known about it the entire last season. So what the? I'm gonna lose my head. I'm going to lose my head like someone in Game of Thrones, fam. If you knew this the entire last season, why are you rushing him back, fam? Why are you rushing him? He should not have started. He shouldn't have even been brought on in that Heidenheim game. And obviously, we wanted to see him play against who was it? I can't really remember. But why? We all knew from the moment that he fell down, and we thought it was a heat stroke. He should not have came onto the pitch. We are risking so much with this Jamal Musiala guy. That could have been horrendous. But yeah, then we move on. We go on. It was Jamal's wish to communicate it. The players also knew about it. For us, it's become part of everyday life. We, as the FC Bayern family, stand together. We will give him all our support, have already done so, and will continue to do so. Yeah, one thing about that, Jamal needs to have the backing of the fans in this and from the players 150% because even with clips when Jamal was rehabbing, like you saw with Olise when Olise was watching him rehabbing, you saw the look of like he was fearing about his friend and yeah, but I like we don't know the player. We just watch him play football. But the club, that's their friend. They're seeing their friend go through this. So I can understand it's tough for them as well. That's what I'll say. Um, we're doing this together. He's changed something in his medication, which is why the situation became clear. Now we want to get back to how things were before, where these situations didn't happen. And yeah, completely agree. We all, yeah, with Jamal, I don't want him. I really don't want to see him start a game until maybe mid November because I need this guy to be fully fit and ready to play football. Right now, he's not in that state of mind to play football already. And which is unlucky because since the Club World Cup, this guy has just been riddled with injuries, and which is very bad and unfortunate for him. But it's just the game of football, right? We love this game of football, but it's just come with a risk, with its risk. Yeah. Then we go on with company more on Jamal. He has made tremendous progress in his football. You've already seen it, what he did in those 5-10 minutes. He's shown that in their training as well. We're looking forward to seeing him show it again in matches. Yes, I'm not going to go back into this topic with Jamal because I really want to see him go back to how he was. I really want him to be that number 10, like how he was before. And maybe, if it's just me, maybe I would, for him to do less of the work, I would put him on the wing so he doesn't have to be like defenders will not be looking to him as much, but could look at Saibari because Saibari has that kind of build to not be tackled as much and go down as much, like a Jamal who is more like scrawny and like skinnier. Like in for example, Saibari is more built than Musiala is what I'm trying to say. Jamal as a winger was always a topic of since the even before the Euro 2024. He has always been. Oh, we have tried him out on the wing many times, even with Lewa when Lewa was with us. He was our winger for some times, and yeah, even still, I want Jamal to be a winger right now. A left winger, I would left wing Jamal Musiala, I would be happy with. So yeah, even still, I would do that. Company on the personnel for tomorrow. Jamal, Lenny, which is Carl, and Serge, which is Norberg, are unavailable. I've seen this coming. Like we are not going to rush back these three because Norberg had a very good season last season, and was one of our, if not one of our best players, or should be a name up there for our best players, in my opinion. And Leonard and Carl has breakout season is basically just his breakout season. and then he kind of slowed down when he said his comments about Real Madrid because then the fans were slaughtering him, which I do not blame the fans at all for. But Leonard Cole just needs to hush his mouth sometimes, and basically. And with Musiala, I said what I said in this video. I don't want him to start, even with these two others. I do not want to see them start as well because that's just risking them for more injuries and prolonging them. This season, I really think that we could really win the Champions League. That's what I want. But yeah, we'll see when it comes with December if anything has happened because winter break as such. I really want to at least finish the Bundesliga by mid-January or February. That's what I would try to do. And then try to focus on the Pokal if we're still in it and the Champions League because the Champions League is where we get tested. And even still, January to February is where Bayern Munich they get tested with injuries, and that's where we fall off. Last season we did not get injuries as much, but then PSG came, Carl got injured, Bischoff was injured, and we had to rely on Jackson off the bench. And then we didn't even play Jackson until the 80 something minutes. So yeah, I really want a full squad this season, and I'm not trying to risk anyone getting injured again this season. Company on Ismail Sabari. Sabari has so much power, speed, and is a good finisher. It's important that he develops a good repertoire with his teammates. He will play the role tomorrow. He's coming back from injury, so we'll see how he gets playing time. He will play an important role for us, which is this is a no-brainer. I think Sabari is going to start tomorrow. He might come off for someone or might come on for someone, but I think he should start tomorrow or play a full 90 tomorrow. In my opinion, that's what I would do. But like, I understand why people say he should come off the bench tomorrow. Like, for tomorrow's game, I want to have a little mix of like some youth and some experience heads. So yeah. On Saibari though, obviously he's a very good he's not even a target man. He reminds me like a James Rodriguez. Like players are drawn to him, but like you can't stop him. That's what I would say. Like you are drawn to a player, but then he just dribbles past you and such. He uses his body really good on the pitch. That's like yeah, this guy is going to be very good for us this season. I think is going to be one. I think this is going to be his best season playing football with us. Ubel on Joao playing to Benfica. There's a lot of movement regarding Joao, but there are still details left to be clarified. Obviously, which is unlucky because Polinia is leaving FC Bayern, which is I'm not gonna do a video on it, unfortunately, because I don't have the time. I don't really have the time as much to do it. But like I saw the Here We Go and I was actually quite sad when it was announced because this guy could have been a very good player off the bench for us. He could have secured some leads for us, could have secured even some games for us. Off the bench, I think he could have been a monster off the bench for us. But obviously, this guy was just brought in because Tuchel wanted him, and we kept our word on buying him. And yeah, I don't understand why we sold him as much because with our depth, we needed a Polinia profile. But yeah, we sold him. Now we can't look back at it, and yeah, just for 20 million, that is easy money in today's market. Year-old winger Rodrigo Dudok, who is having a trial at Bayern. Ooh, I've seen this and I didn't pay much attention to it. He's with our under 23s. He's from our partner club in South Africa and South America. He's here to train and adapt, and then we'll see how to proceed. But that's for the second team. Um, I'm not too sure what to say on this. I think he will transfer with us if he does well in the second team, because that's normally what we did. That's what we did with NDI, for example. Like, NDI was a separate type of thing because he was injured while we brought him back, and then he played. This guy is going from the under 23s and potentially to the main team. I think he'll train with the first team in sometimes, like for what, like when it's after the winter break, we normally just we just bring in the second team to train with the first team most times than none. That's what we do most of the time. So I wouldn't be too shocked if he's training with them and he gets some minutes for the first team in like in a in like a in a game against Hamburg, for example, or from Elversberg, for example. I wouldn't be shocked if we get some minutes against them in a game that we probably hopefully wrapped up the league, and like what we did last season with NDI, we brought him off the bench to get some minutes to establish him as a player for us. So yeah, I'm very interested in this. Company on playing the Super Cup away from home. That doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. It doesn't bother me. It would be great if we could win a title in Dortmund. Maybe it could have been with 50-50 fans. That would have added a bit more of a final atmosphere. But winning a title away in Dortmund would also be very nice. The quality and the power of the Dortmund team is high. There's no tougher challenge in the Bundesliga. Oh yeah, it's their Klassiker. It's gonna be a final atmosphere. That's not cap. Even though it's not the original Klassiker, which is Bayern against Borussia Mönchengladbach. This is their Klassiker. Over the years, this has been their Klassiker, and the final atmosphere. This is gonna be a very chaotic environment to go into. It's obviously not going to be it's going to be a hard task to win against Dortmund. But I just think with this Dortmund team, it's yours for the taking, bro. This is going to be your time to win. And I will say my predictions in a bit, but I really want to win this game. Obviously, I would buy, and you always want silverware in your cabinet, and that's what I want. I want Champions League. That is what I'm craving. But this trophy, I will take it. It is a trophy, and yeah. Company. Oh, this is interesting. Company on whether he has already spoken to Jurgen Klopp. I don't want to reveal that. I've known Jurgen Klopp for a long time from England, and I am looking forward to working together. We have worked against each other in face competition for many years. We will have an open exchange at some point. Obviously, this was a no-brainer. This is this type of questions I expected from this kind of press conference, because Company is Bayern coach and Klopp just got in the Germany job. He wants to. They're trying to know, get inside. But this company is not going to say whether he's spoken to Klopp. Let's be real. Company's a private guy. Klopp is a private guy. Like, yeah, Company was not going to say whether he's spoken to him, in my opinion. And even still, I would say it probably has happened. Maybe I wouldn't know. I don't have a scoop inside. Maybe, but yeah, this type of thing, Company will not say to the media. I know they will have, obviously, a club manager and a national team coach. They will talk about the players' schedules and what they are looking forward to for the season and etc. So yeah, I I wouldn't I expected a lot. I expected this type of comment in the press conference. Maxible. We made the transfers we needed with Nani, Ismail, and Barra. Ah, this is oh Lord. We also had a few departures. It's a fresh start now. Tomorrow we have our first final against Dortmund, and they'll do everything they can to stop us from winning the cup. We'll do everything we can to win the cup. We'll have to work hard for everything again for the new season. Obviously, yes, this is going to be a tough task going into the Signal Iduna Park to win the final. But I just feel this is just ours to win, bro. It's because Dortmund team is not that good. I have seen worse Dortmund teams and I've seen better Dortmund teams in the past. And I'm not moved with this Dortmund team. I'm being so real. Maybe they shock me tomorrow when I see they actually play with Niko Kovac on the touchline. But I just think this is ours, bro. This is our year to win it again, the Franz Beckenbauer Supercup. And obviously, we made transfers. We wanted Neni, Ismail, and Barra. That is not good enough. We have made 3 transfers, and one of them is an unproven kid from Senegal. What are we doing? I want at least like what we did last season. We loaned Nicholas Jackson. Why can't we loan a midfielder or even a defender? For example, I would take a loan player. But yeah, but that's just the club being stingy and the board being just being outrageous. Because why are we not? Why are we challenge PSG or one of, if not the best team in the world. You could say that between us, PSG, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. And if you want to say Arsenal, maybe, but we challenged them. We were, for most of the season, we were playing the better football than them. We were playing the best football. We were playing friggin' football last season. And we came close. And that was still not good enough. Why? This transfer window could have cemented ourselves as, if not the one of the favorites to win the Champions League, or if not the favorite to win the Champions League. We had the transfer window right there to upgrade ourselves even more. Like we could have gotten Cots, for example, Malik Fofana. We could have gotten a defender, maybe. Maybe even getting a backup striker, maybe. All maybes at this point. Who we could have bought. But we were right there. We could challenge for Champions League, and we're not doing that. And I'm vexed at that. Like, why are we not doing it? Do we our jobs better? What has been said about by company and Uber today about? Oh yeah, we just reinstated that. Just go in the video. Both various fan groups in Germany, include those of FC Bayern, are calling for VAR to be abolished in the Bundesliga. And what? No, 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 no. I'm actually going to say no to this because we actually need VAR in the Bundesliga because our referees in the Bundesliga are very good. And our referees in our refereeing in the Bundesliga as a whole is normally very good. And I wouldn't want to get rid of it, in my opinion. In my opinion, I wouldn't want to get rid of it because why not? Is that all? Ismail Sabari's nickname in the team is Izzy, reveals Vincent Company. We always call him Izzy, and Izzy simply has such power, such speed, and is like a good finisher. Oh. Okay, then I'm going to have to call Ismail Sabari Izzy then. Out for tomorrow's game, Nico Schlotterbeck, Emre Can, and Gani Chukwuemeka. Well, that's for Dortmund. For Bayern, it's going to be Musiala, Karl, and Gnabry. Obviously, I've said it in this video, I don't want to rush them back. So yeah, we can move on. Is Harry Kane's new contract now just a formality? Can we reassure the fan? I wouldn't say reassure because with contracts until they're actually signed, so much could still happen. As they say, you can never count your chicken before they hatch. But we had talks and we're still having talks. We both feel extremely comfortable with each other. He's very comfortable in Munich. absolutely delighted that he's at Bayern and he didn't win the Golden Shoe for a second time for nothing. He's very comfortable. He feels very comfortable within the team. I know what matters to him. He's always won team trophies for the first time in his career, so accordingly, I don't see what should stand in the way. Obviously, yeah. When we talk about the face of this team is built around Harry Kane. He is the main man in this team, no doubt about it. But I would say, for me, yeah, I would say Olise is the face of this team and the main man for this team. But Harry Kane is the main man for this team. He's our striker. He's the guy that people pay to see. One of the guys that people pay to see. He built this team around him. He is the function of this team. Without Harry Kane, there's nothing in this team. Basically, if you want to say it like that. So yeah, I would say yeah. He's signing a contract extension, no doubt about it. It's just a matter of time until it's announced, whether it be until 2029 or 2030. Max Hubel on Bayern's summer transfer window. We've strengthened the squad with Nenny Brown, Izzy, and NDI, who was already with us on loan last season, and we've let players such as Leon Goretzka, thank you, Rafael Guerrero, and Nicholas Jackson leave. And we believe that with the squad we have now put together, we have made the team even more versatile, even deeper, and certainly younger. Saibari is a player who brings a lot what we need in attack, power, intensity, pace, finishing ability, and a strong physique. He can also use his body well, link up effectively, and with all our attacking players here, he has a very good footballing intelligence. So naturally, we will have a very high expectations for him, and we're hoping for a lot from him. I said a lot of basically what they basically said within this video about Saibari. He has a good physique. He could use his body well. Link up, I probably didn't say, but a lot of what I said, it was pretty bang on. So, and with the expectations we expect from him, I'm not shocked because he was the type of player that we needed against PSG to come off the bench to make an impact. And an injured call was not going to be that answer. So now we have Saibari. I think is going to become in clutch for us this season. So yeah, I expect him to play in the Franz Beckenbauer Supercup. Will on his own future next week. The supervisory board will meet, and we've always said, I'm doing my job. I'm trying to get FC Bayern to where FC Bayern sees itself. I'm trying to give FC Bayern the best possible support through my work and my expertise. And if the club is satisfied with that, then I will see what the supervisory board decides next week. I think he'll stay with us. I know we're going on a little bit too long with it, but I think he'll stay with us. And obviously, if it comes to Dreesen, Ferran, Herbal, and Hubert Heine, I think this guy is the one we should keep. This guy is actually doing his job correctly. He's scouted players for us. He's brought in a lot of good players for us. He has a high CE, in my opinion, good enough to stay at Bayern. But yeah, I think he should stay with us. I've always said that. Herbal explains what exactly happened with Musiala. Anyone who has to take medication regularly would be happy if they're no longer needed to take it and everything could return to normal. That was exactly where we were with Musiala. He was very well stabilized, but then he felt like he wanted to take less medication and change his medication to some extent. Unfortunately, that was now resulted in 2 incidents occurring within a very short period of time. His medication is now being adjusted again and brought back to a level that he should be. That should help us achieve what I would describe as a state of being largely free from seizures. We've known about this for some time. We've managed the entire second half of the season with the situation, and we have succeeded. Jamal was out on the pitch and nobody noticed anything. That is what we ideally wanted to achieve again. Oh yeah, again, and we don't need to play him. I don't think we need to play him as much until even December or mid-November because I want a fully functionable Musiala. I don't want to see Musiala having seizures on the pitch. I don't want to see any player, for example, to have seizures on the pitch. Like, we just keep my guy on the bench by all means, and I would be very angry if I see him on the bench or even in the team in the Bundesliga Open or in the Franz Beckenbauer Supercup. I would be very angry. Now we'll go into the teams that I expect to play. Um, I think the starting 11 is good, but what I will say is I want Ubik to start. The partnership I will say is going to be Tah and Kim. I would say Brown is left back, and then I will say Bowie right back. The pivot I would say I would do, honestly, is Bischoff and Pavlovic. But I think it's going to be Kimmich and Pavlovic. And the right winger, I think Olise might start, and I think Diaz might start, but I'm going to say Diaz starts, and I think Ibrahimovic or Tim Binder is going to be on the right. Cam is going to be Saibari, and the striker I would say is I want Asomo to be starting at striker. I'm not going to lie, I was really impressed with what I've seen from him. So maybe I would say Olise right, Saibari, Cam, Ibrahimovic, and then probably Diaz striker. That's what I would do. Or Asumo. Or it's going to be Diaz left, Ibrahimovic, Cam, Olise right, and Asumo or Kane or even Diaz. I would love Asumo to get game time in this game, but I don't think I'm going to see that. So I'm going to be realistic and say Olise, Saibari, Diaz, and Kane. And yeah, my predictions for this game. What do I think? I think they'll score, and I also think we'll score. I'm not going to say a 0-0, which is obviously not going to happen. I'm going to say, obviously this might change. I think I'm going to say 3-1 Bayern, and the goal scorers are going to be Diaz. I think Diaz will score. I think Saibari might score. And Olise. I'm going to say Diaz scores, I'm going to say Saibari scores, and I'm going to say Olise. And for them, I'm going to probably say Gerassi. Gerassi on the Mecha. Whoever starts, I'm going to say Gerassi. Yep. And with that, people, that was my preview for the FC Bayern Dortmund Franz Beckenbauer Supercup. That is my preview. I hope you all have enjoyed this. Please do like, hype, share, and subscribe. And we are out, people. Peace out and one love.